All right. What an exciting time that we're in right now. This is going to be a support call for a lot of people that have reached out in the past week. And there's so many incredible things happening right now. It's just, if you don't do research outside of the mainstream media, then you may be wondering, what is this guy talking about, or what are people talking about? But I can tell you that we are in the middle of the greatest shift, or one of them, in recorded history ever. Things are being revealed every single day. The dark ones are being removed every single day. Many have already been removed. It's just that they can't put all of that into the media because, hey, Alicia, yeah, it's an exciting time. And so this is always a support call, and it's a Q&A call. So if you're on here and you're in alignment and you're like, hell yeah, you know, Team New Earth, or you're just like, I don't have a clue, I don't know what you're talking about, feel free to ask your questions. Because what is happening right now has been prophesied for thousands of years, if not longer. I don't know anything about time. I don't know anything about history. Everything I found out about history was a lie. What I do know is from studying with, hey, Valentina, great to see you. Yeah, I've been in and out, and a lot of clients that I journey with in the morning happen at this time. So my bi-weekly lives have been off a little bit, but I'm intending to get back on track. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for all the wonderful energy that you hold. So there's so many great things happening right now. However, there's a lot of distractions. And I'm not going to go into talking about all the things the dark ones are doing. The focus of this is holding your frequency, even if you're not exactly sure what's happening out there, because what's out there cannot affect what you are magnetizing into your reality, the timelines that you are pulling in with your thoughts and your words and the frequency that you're holding. Does my audio sound okay? I'm hearing a little bit of ringing. So the tools that I talk about all the time that really, really work, because they pulled me out of hell. And there is a way to completely shift everything in your reality in a really, really short amount of time. It does not take years or decades like it did for me. And so that's why I love coming on and sharing this stuff. So if you're not sure that what I'm stating, that the greatest shift in recorded history is happening right now, you don't have to believe that, because as my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, told me, don't believe me, but don't believe yourself. Learn to tune in to your own frequency and create that, because that is what's attracting every single thing into your life. People, abundance or lack of abundance, synchronicities. Hey, Kristen, great to see you. Everything. And this was 9:44 right now. 9:44 a.m. in Thailand. It's Sunday. I'm in the future. Many of you may be watching this on your Saturday night. And I appreciate you tuning in and sharing this with anybody that you think this may be of value to, because these tools completely changed my life and the people that I get to journey with every month in the Waking Up in the Dream 30-day process. I mean, if I would have had that little package of tools 21 years ago, a lot of things would have been different. But you can't go back and say it would have been different. I'm just happy that I met Miguel and my other mentors, and I was hungry enough, and I decided not to end my life, because I was there. I was there a few times where I was like, many of you may know this story, but I was just thinking there's got to be more to this journey than pain and suffering. And right now, a lot of people are being squeezed. A lot of people are being deceived and manipulated. But the great news is all of the dark inversions and manipulations cannot survive in the newer frequencies, and they're all being exposed. So this is a time to celebrate, but it's also a time to really tune into ourselves and be kind and loving and non-reactive and non-judgmental. Every time we judge, we keep ourselves stuck in 3D. Every time we judge that somebody else is asleep or not awake, I've done it, I'm learning too. But I'm committed to my frequency because that is what is attracting every single one. Imagine every one of those little things of light is an event that's coming into your life. And it's happening quick. It's just that our eye can't see that. And so when I realized, and I put it to the test because I'm like, I don't know if I believe this. These other people seem to be happy. I think they're just lucky that they have money and, the perfect relationship and all this. And is there really the perfect relationship? The number one relationship is the relationship with ourselves. And that's why the first part of moving out of the 3D matrix and stopping the repeating patterns of being stuck there is inner healing. Inner healing is the most important thing we'll ever do. And it's really, really easy. It's really, really easy. And if that triggers anybody, then maybe you needed to hear it. And feel free to ask a question if you'd like me to prove it to you. But really what I invite you to do is just to really be open. Because every single person that I journey with, even if they've got 5, 6, 7, 8 decades of horrific trauma, childhood trauma, rape, abuse, MK Ultra, beaten, people murdered in their family. You may not be open to this, but every single thing that happened to all of us was part of an agreed upon soul contract. And if somebody told me that 20 years ago, I would have said, there's no way. And I did say it. I said, there's no way that I would have signed up for this amount of pain and suffering. But what I didn't know was I was just reacting. I didn't understand that I was creating my reality with my thoughts and my words and the emotional frequency that I put behind that. Like anybody that's seen me speak knows that excitement is my favorite word. It's the highest magnetic frequency. Joy, compassion, gratitude, finding things to be grateful for, even if you're pissed off. Okay, well, I still have breath. My heart's still beating. I still have friends. I still have a computer. I still have food every day. I was able to take a shower today with clean water. I'm surrounded by animals and nature, whatever it is. But the 3D matrix wants to distract us and get us sucked in to everything that's wrong, and we've got to learn to track our frequency. It's the only game in town. Conscious awareness and where is my frequency right now is everything. Everything else is just icing on the cake or hell or whatever's showing up in your experience. But whatever's showing up in your experience is part of your agreed upon soul contract. And if you're willing to look at that, just go, this dude's out of his mind, Jeff's crazy, but if somewhere deep inside you've tried everything else and you're like, okay, well, let me see what he has to say, or let me test this out, or let me go watch some of his other free videos on the YouTube channel, or let me buy the book, Waking Up in the Dream for Half Price, whatever. Or let me ask a question right now because I'm sitting back. There's 12 people on here. I don't really know if that's accurate. And maybe you have a question. Maybe you've got something coming up. But the bottom line is, unless we are waking up every morning and consciously creating our reality while our head's still on the pillow, before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running again, I got to get up, I got to put on a pot of coffee, I got to get the kids ready for school, I've only got 20 minutes before I got to hop in traffic, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. That's carrying in 3D with you. And most of those, not all of those thoughts, but a lot of those thoughts are just pulling in the same timeline. And yeah, if you're working a job and you have to go do what you have to do, that's great. I intend that what you're doing brings you some joy and peace of mind instead of just, well, I'm just doing it for the money, but I really can't stand it. That's going against our sole purpose. And I did it. Most of the jobs that I worked, I didn't like at all. And I created a system where I got injured at 3 different jobs, and I ended up moving into my recording studio and living in my studio for almost 27 years because I was like, this is what I love to do. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stick with it because I feel it inside. And yeah, I came up against not knowing where my next, am I going to pay my rent next month? But something deep inside me told me there's no way I'm going back to giving up 40 to 60 hours a week and driving in traffic 2 hours a day in San Diego, California, and Los Angeles for something that I know doesn't bring me joy. And this is where the 3D matrix tends to really grab people and hold them because, it's very possible. Well, I have a mortgage. I've got bills. I can't just quit my job. No, maybe you can't. But what is that thing deep down inside you that says, if I could do anything, I'd be working with animals, or I'd be growing, organic vegetables, or I'd be helping the children, rescuing children, or something like that. You can do that a little bit at a time, and you can develop and pull in all the information on this incredible technology called the internet. You connect with like-minded people in countries all over the world. You can do this because I did it. And it's not because I'm better than anybody else. I was a very pessimistic, angry, judgmental dude with a really beautiful heart, but I was pissed off. I had my own shit happen in my childhood. My dad died when I was very young. I never knew him. I had a couple stepfathers, and I didn't understand at that time that was part of my soul contract. That would make me go deeper. That would force me to go into inner healing so I could clear that for myself and then assist with the collective. And everybody's got their own thing that they're here to do. And you may not remember what that is. However, there's some really simple, powerful tools that I share. And one of them is, whenever you're triggered or you're challenged or something, instead of reacting, it's important to feel our feelings. But if we're projecting and we're going, I'm a victim, or nobody ever says I'm a victim, but their thoughts go, why is this happening to me? Why does this shit always keep happening to me? The question to ask, the zillion-dollar question is, what is this trying to show me or teach me about me? That's the zillion-dollar question. But what so many people do is they go, other people are doing things to me, the government's doing this to me. And yeah, there's some dark stuff going on out there, but trust, it's being removed right now. It's happening like amazingly. And no, you won't see it on the news until they get taken down, and that's going to happen very soon as well. But there's plenty of other channels that you can go to, like BitChute. I'm blanking on it. Anyway, there's a lot of other channels where you can go and research, and yeah, it takes some time. But the bottom line is here, where is your frequency every day, and are you consciously creating your reality every single morning before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running again? And I can tell you, so many people aren't doing this. We weren't taught to do this. And this is the number one thing I do every single morning. This is the number one thing that everybody is invited to do in the book, and then to track the frequency of every one of their thoughts throughout the day. And no, you're not going to catch them all, but you can learn to catch a judgment and a trigger and stop and go, okay, I do not want to attract more of that, because I was a judgeaholic. I was taught to be a judgeaholic in Catholic school. I was put in private Catholic school in 2nd grade, where every day was Judgment Day. The nuns were angry. They were pissed off. And I didn't know the first thing about conscious awareness, but my intuition, even as a little boy, told me there's something really wrong here. Okay? And so this was part of my training, growing up in the Catholic Church, being an altar boy. And luckily, nothing really bad ever happened to me other than being around all that negative energy where you're going to go to hell, And yeah. So, Jeanette, thank you for that. I'll get to that in a second because you brought up a really good point. So again, number one, if you would like to shift everything in your life, make a commitment to every single morning. As soon as you wake up out of what we call the sleeping dream, because we're dreaming all the time. When my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, told me that in 2001, I was like, what? We're dreaming all the time. My ego doesn't like that because it doesn't feel like it's in control, and the ego wants to always be in control. And unless you can see this program, the ego and the safety of your belief system will keep you stuck in a very limiting, tiny prison. And a lot of you may not like that. I'm not in prison, I'm awake, I can see that the government, I get it. But the belief system is a prison. When my mentor got me to write down all my beliefs and gave me a little bit of guidance, it was one of the greatest aha moments that I ever had, because I went, oh my God, none of my beliefs are mine. None of them. Every single belief I have came from something outside of me. My mom, my grandparents, Catholic school, the news, friends. None of them were mine. History, all a lie. Science, mostly manipulated. I mean, the belief system is a tiny, tiny little prison. And if you see this and you're willing to question your belief system, worlds are going to open up for you. But if you hold on to your belief system and you can't see what the program is, that anything that challenges your belief system, the ego gets triggered. It gets triggered and it reacts and it defends or it lashes out and it judges. That was me. I pointed out everything that was wrong because I thought, hey, Lene, aloha. That's how I thought you fixed everything, by pointing out everything that's wrong. But what I realized was I wasn't really fixing anything. I was just pointing it out. And so because we are walking, talking human magnets, very important that you get this. You are a walking, talking, vibrating, emotional frequency magnet, whether you're aware of it or not. And the thing is, so many people aren't aware of it, so they're just reacting to everything out there in 3D. And the 3D matrix, which is mostly controlled by the media and religion and history and all that, the school system, it's all being dismantled now. So it's good. Get excited. However, if you're reacting and the reaction does not come from love, joy, excitement, gratitude, or compassion, then it's a lower vibrational reaction. And guess what? A lower vibrational magnet attracts, like frequencies. So when I was a judgeaholic, I thought I was doing something really good, but really I felt low vibrational. Why? Because I was feeling low vibrational. I was attracting that. And I was upset, and I didn't understand how to heal. And it wasn't until I figured that out, I figured out my belief system wasn't even mine, and I saw that everyone out there almost was reacting to anything that challenged their belief system. This is the prison, this is the trap, and unless you can see it, you'll fall prey to it. Because the ego has one job, and this is millions of years old. It's to protect you and to keep you safe. So the ego needs to feel like it's in control until you can calm it down and go, it's okay, Larry. I name my ego Larry. I invite everybody to name their ego so you can begin to see what it does. Because if you don't see the program that it's running, you're just going to defend it. And it's going to trap you over and over and over. So again, creating your reality every single morning while your head is still on the pillow, as soon as you realize that you've woken up from the sleeping dream. How do you do it? You get your mind very, very clear. And you do that by using your breath. The first thing I do in the morning is I realize I just came out of the sleeping dream. Yeah, Larry. I love Larry now, but he was tough, but he was just running his program. So as soon as I awaken, the first thing I do to raise my frequency is I love on every one of these trillions of cells. I didn't used to do this, and most men that I know don't do this, and they're a little bit in resistance to this. So men, if you're watching, look at this program, because if you are not loving on every cell of your body, then I don't even know what to say, because I was doing it too. I used to hate myself. I used to look in the mirror and actually punch myself in the face for saying or doing stuff that I thought was wrong. Oh yeah, it wasn't good. Luckily I made it. But anyway, so we're lying on the pillow. We just realized that we woke up. So the first thing we want to do is, before we consciously create our day and our reality, which is pulling in all of our desires, is we love on our body. We thank every one of these trillions of cells that has been unconditionally loving us every single second without us even having to think about it. The mind can barely even wrap its head around this. Since we've been in the womb, our organs have been purifying our blood, breathing, trillions of functions every second that are happening that we couldn't even fathom. This vehicle is the most incredible vehicle anywhere that I know of. And it's a real gift. And I didn't used to love on myself because I was in pain. I was wounded. Okay? So you wake up, you love on your body, and you smile. And you breathe, because sometimes I wake up and I had like weird dreams and there's all these weird thoughts running through my head, weird stuff I can't even figure out. It might not even been my dream. So the point is, get into 0 point when you're creating your reality. What is 0 point? 0 point is where there's no thoughts. You're not in the future, you're not in the past. Okay, so how do we do that? We do that with our breath. So I'm smiling, I'm loving on my body, and I'm just taking some slow, deep breaths, and I drop down into here. And then you'll notice when you breathe and you focus on your heart, this will get really clear. That's the time to envision and create and attract and magnetize any of your desires. And I start with health, because without loving on all your cells, nothing else matters. You could have millions of dollars and my favorite car and my house is paid off. That stuff's meaningless without health. So loving on your body is really key. And I have everybody that reads the book and goes through my 30-day course do self-love every single morning. Can you look in the mirror and go, I love you, Jeff. I love you. And really feel it. And I wasn't able to do this in the past, because I would go, I love you. And it would go, yeah, but you suck and you did all this stupid stuff and blah, 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 blah. And you're getting wrinkles and you're getting gray hair. I love you. I love you. I love you. And when you truly love on yourself, you set your frequency to a very high level. This isn't fake love like ego, like, oh, I'm so great, I'm driving my Mercedes and I got a hot chick with fake tits on my arm, whatever. That's fake. You can feel the frequency of that. That's the ego wanting love, so it tries to get all these material possessions. There's nothing wrong with having a nice house, a nice car, abundance through the wazoo. It's just, do you need that to make you happy? Those are the questions. So creating your reality every single morning, raise your frequency, and then the key is you see everything you desire is already here now. This is key. And this is one that most people that come and get on the week 1 call with me, when they sign up to do the 30-day course, which there's a little advertisement for you if you want to check it out. It's at the website, Portal to Awakening. And to me, this is the most life-changing 30 days I've ever been involved with. And I am right in there with somebody every single day. Every day I'm in contact, or at least every other day I'm in contact with these people that put their trust on me. And it's truly life-changing. So when you envision anything you desire, soulmate, money, abundance, the perfect job, the perfect home, whatever it is, you've raised up your vibration, you're smiling, you're in your heart, and you see it is here now, never in the future, never. because the subconscious can only take a direct order and bring you something if you see it, hey Jolene, and feel it as here now. This is what they didn't teach you in The Secret. You must see it and feel it as here now. That's why there's so many distractions in 3D. And then you've got all these spell words that I invite you to eliminate. And you can come back and watch this if you want and write them down. I'm only going to give you a handful, but these words: want, hope, wish, need, try, going to. They're all weak-ass spell words. They're in the spelling language, and they were put there for a reason, because people are using them all day long, and they don't realize that they're instructing their subconscious with one instruction. It's still not here yet. It's not here yet. Or I don't have power. Wish, hope. Those are words people use. Oh, I hope you feel better. I wish you, there's nothing wrong with wishing a happy birthday, but I intend you have the most kick-ass birthday ever. I don't use the word wish. I don't use the word hope. I don't use the word need. I don't use the word try. I use the word I am, I have, I can, and I knew it. I knew it because I felt into it. And when I'm lying in bed in the morning, and some days I wake up and I had weird sleep. So I make sure I do not get out of bed, even to go to the bathroom, without doing the process. Sometimes I'll lie in bed for a half hour, an hour. I highly recommend that, because the ego's going to go, I got to get up, I got to do all this stuff. Well, if there's stuff you have to do, then give yourself the gift of setting your alarm earlier and go to bed a half hour or an hour earlier. Because if you perfect this process, it will change every single thing in your reality, guaranteed. Because again, conscious awareness is the only game in town. Shit is not happening to you. Your beliefs or any unhealed trauma or wounds is what's magnetizing the same lame guys in relationships or the same lack of money. I was broke my whole life. I was programmed to. When my dad died when I was 7, my mom was in fear around money. I understand. It wasn't her fault. Love you, Mom. My uncle had 8 kids. That was my dad's brother. He felt responsible for me. When we sit around the dinner table, they'd be like, you eat that last pea on your plate. There's starving kids in Africa. I mean, the programming of lack was so in my face, it was like a flashing billboard all day long. And then the Catholic Church, they didn't help anything. Oh, you must give money if you want to be, go to heaven. It's the biggest bullshit scam lie ever. God doesn't need your money, and you're God. So again, are you consciously and intentionally creating your reality every single morning? And then everybody that goes through my course or reads the book, they set alarms on their phone to go off every hour. 11:22, 12:44, 1:33, whatever. Play with numbers. You'll start to see them. You'll start to see them show up like, why? Because you're playing with them in the field and you're creating your reality. This is the key to get. Things are not happening to you. They're happening for you. But if you don't have the awareness to understand that and to ask, what is this trying to show me or teach me? I don't like this. I just got triggered. I just had a judgment about somebody else. Somebody else is showing me where I still have an unhealed wound, where I still get jealous. Stop and clear that. And it won't happen again. It might show up once or twice again to test you, but you can clear decades and decades and decades of stuff in 30 days or less if you use these tools. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to pop them in. I'm going to zip through here really quick because there were a couple of good questions. Okay, here's one from Jeanette. I've heard the same people come to you over in different bodies until you learn the lesson. I'm not ashamed to admit I fail a lot of lessons. Okay, first of all, thank you for posting this because it opens up things for everybody that they can relate to. Okay, the same people, it could be the same people or it could be the same lessons. And why does that happen? Because we are magnetic beings and we will attract the same frequency of wounded people or lack or the things I'm talking about here. So great, okay? So the key is to be aware. This is showing up again. What is this trying to show me or teach me about me? It's never about the other person. This is how people get trapped and they lash out at people out there. But the hologram is reversed. It's mirroring back to us what the beliefs, thoughts, frequencies that we're holding. Figure this out and every single thing in your life will change. Okay, so part 2 of this. I'm not ashamed to admit I fail a lot of lessons. Okay, let me bust that sentence into a million pieces. Not with an ego, just because I've trained myself to tune into spell words and the things that we say to ourselves. Okay, first of all, there's no shame. Shame is a very low frequency. It's just above hatred. It's very low. So no shame. Second part, I'm not ashamed to admit I fail a lot of lessons. No, you haven't. You can't fail. The only way you can fail is if you give up and go, I'm a victim. Life is shitting on me every day. And sometimes we can feel like that. I understand. I've been there 1,000 times. But now if I get triggered, I have the tools and I go, okay, Mr. Waking Up in the Dream, you just got triggered. Good one. Okay. So I see a little piece that I still need to clear. So what do? I actually thank the person or the situation that triggered me, because that's the cleanest frequency to go, wow, thank you for that. And this is huge, and this is how you heal. And you can either let the ego tell you, well, I'm never going to forgive them for doing that, or you can go, thank you to my partner who screwed around on me with a bunch of women for 12 years straight in our marriage and showed me that I was not valuing myself. Okay? Every single person that we connect with, for the most part, if there's a lesson or, we journey with them for more than just a short amount of time, it's part of a soul contract. Everyone is our teacher, especially the people that trigger us or that we hate, don't ever use that word, or dislike, or that really trigger us. The key is to become 100% responsible and go, oh, I'm triggered as right now. What is this trying to show me? What is my higher self actually trying to show me or teach me about me? Master this and everything in your life will shift. That's priceless. That took me over 20 years and over $100,000 to learn that. And my teacher didn't even teach me that. He showed me that my belief system wasn't even mine. Or he got me to see that. I had to figure it out on my own. But once I figured it out, my head exploded and I was just like, oh my God. Every single person almost is reacting to anything that challenges either the belief system, which again, it's a tiny, tiny little prison. Your beliefs wouldn't even fit on the head of a pin compared to the magnitude of the universe and the stuff we don't even know. Free energy is like kindergarten. Of course, energy is free. Yeah, but the dark ones stole it and made us pay for everything. Okay? Flying cars, are you kidding me? It's all available. I'm talking about things like reversing your aging, speaking to your cells every day, seeing your DNA fully activated. These are the things that are key to speak about and to talk to your cells every single morning. And if you're not doing it, I invite you to go, what? Reversing aging? Oh, he's crazy. Oh, am I crazy? Or is your belief system stuck because you weren't taught that you could reverse your aging? Oh, isn't that interesting? Something that challenges your belief system, are you quick to dismiss it? And do you have the awareness to catch that when you feel that frequency and go, oh, I just automatically reacted to that because I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that we're all going to get millions of dollars in gold and that all this was stolen from us when our parents signed our birth certificates in capital letters and we became slaves under the British Royal Crown, if you're in the US, okay? So if you're getting triggered or something challenges your belief system, that's your first key. And how can you tell? Because you just got triggered. So you train yourself to catch every trigger, every judgment, and every single reaction an emotion that does not come from love. If you do this, it'll change every single thing in your life for the rest of your life. You'll never forget it. And you will begin to attract and magnetize in the most incredible like frequency people, situations, abundance. Things will blow your mind. And you'll be able to give money away because you realize you don't hold on to it. Holding on to money tells your subconscious there's not enough. Holding on to money tells your subconscious there's not enough. Took me a long time to figure that out. And then I had to put it into practice. And many of you have probably, heard me talk about how I cleared that. And one of the statements that I will give you, a mantra that I invite you to download into your system and write it down is, this is an instruction to the subconscious, because the subconscious is running the show, not the ego, not all the belief system, all that bullshit. It's all chatter for the most part. No, if you believe, well, I'm a sovereign divine being and I'm here to, yeah, I understand that. I'm talking about 99% of the other beliefs that we've been taught through all the manipulations of science and religion and history and the medical industry of poison and all that stuff. Okay? So, the thing around money, plug this into your subconscious. Every single thing that I spend or give away has already been returned to me. Every penny that I spend or give away has already been returned to me. When you implant that into your subconscious and you begin to play with it, and the way I played with it was I used to be a bartender. So when you're a bartender, you work in the restaurant industry, or you go out for dinner or a meal, you get the check, the bill. At the, so you tally it up, and in the US, you usually give 10 to 15%. So my mind would go, what's 10 to 15% of $20? Okay, was the server good? Was the food good? All this stuff's bullshit. It may play in. You may want to tip a server that was especially kind. You may want to give her more. But what the mind goes through is all bullshit, because it goes, how much should I give? And I only want to give enough. I don't want to give too much. That's all a fear-based program. I'm not saying in every case, but I'm saying, can you see this program run? So what I did was, every time I would get the bill and I'd calculate the tip, I would always double or triple it. Even if it was the worst service ever, the food was crappy, it was late, that wasn't the point. The point was to prove to my subconscious, everything I spend or give away has already been returned to me. That way, I'm telling my subconscious, there's always enough. There's always enough. Then it starts to show up. Why? Because there's always enough. And if you go into fear, you clamp down, you can feel that frequency and you go, okay, here's a clue. Anytime you go into a lower vibrational frequency and you train yourself just to feel this, I'm telling you, you can do this in a couple weeks to 30 days. No matter what you've been through, no matter if you have trauma or unhealed wounds, if you do, reach out. Send me a private message or go to the website, check this out. It's a life-changing, priceless journey. And again, you can go to my YouTube channel, Portal to Awakening, and you can watch hundreds of hours of these videos where I share all the tools. It's just that if you go through the book, you get the clicker, you begin to track your frequency throughout the day. And this is the most powerful tool ever, because you'll really start to track the judgment. You'll be like, oh my God, I clicked 397 times today. That's just how many times I caught myself. And if you don't catch the program, you can't dismantle it. But with these tools, and then you write it down on a very simple PDF sheet that's downloadable in the book or the online digital course, or journeying with me, and I'm going to mirror that holy love into you like you've never had it before. And this completely will get you to see the program, and you'll go, oh my God, they need to teach this in school. I'm like, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I'm not saying it'll be waking up in the dream, because I don't know if I have all the time to do that, but this will be taught to children at the very earliest age. There will be no need to go through 12 years of school or 16 years of school so you can become part of the club and then give up 65 of the best years of your life to become what? Another spell word, retired. means to recycle. Tired, you know what that means. You think it's a mistake that word, they made that up and they put it into the system? No. Hello? So when you teach a child, or, ages 2 to 7 or whatever, what an emotional reaction is, how to catch it, and that their thoughts and words create their reality, they don't need to go to school for 12 or 16 years. If they want to learn how to do something specialized, they can study it on the internet or go to a specialty school. But this whole school system programming of teaching you what to think instead of how to think was perfectly created by people that have been manipulating and controlling and enslaving us for thousands and thousands of years. Okay? So that'll piss you off at first, but then you go, okay, what are the tools? Here they are. Am I consciously creating my reality every single morning? Or am I complaining? Am I a victim? Okay? Super, super key. So yeah, let me go through these questions again. I love you guys. Thank you for staying on. Whoever 13 amazing people that are on here. Okay. Samantha, when you find yourself triggered throughout the day, what techniques do you use? Okay. So again, you catch it, you immediately stop. Because what a trigger does is it's an emotional frequency. And so what that usually does is it gets the ego running, and the ego is feeding off of that emotional trigger like Pac-Man. So it's going, oh man, they always do this. She always does that. And another thing, it just runs the story. And you could, this is why people go, I'm having a really bad day. Usually 9 times out of 10, they're not having a really bad day. They had one triggered moment and they allowed it to run all day long because they didn't have the tool to stop and go, okay, I'm triggered as fuck right now. What is this trying to teach me or show me about me? It's always about you. It's never about the other person. That's the illusion of the hologram that's reversed. That's why they trap so many people and keep them stuck in the 3D matrix. How do they do it? Media, 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 advertising, advertising. You need to look like this in order to be beautiful. You need to buy this in order to be happy. You need to own this car in order to feel successful. It's all the same program shoved down your throat over and over and over. That's why I unplugged from the television 30 years ago. Some people go, well, I still watch it because I'm smart enough to... Really? It's going 30 frames per second. It's been proven that it hypnotizes you. There's subliminal words in between the frames that you don't even see. You're being programmed no matter how smart you think you are. So you can take that or leave it. And yeah, there are some great programs out there, Nature Channel, whatever, but anyway, you get the point. Okay, so when you get triggered or have a low frequency thought about yourself or anybody else, you stop. You go, okay, I can feel that, all right? I can feel it. So you don't want to distract yourself by drinking or smoking or eating or, whatever. Hopping on Facebook, we all can do it, okay? I've done it, all right? But the key is learn to track the frequency and then you stop. You take a breath. I always put my hand on my heart and I smile. Why do I smile? Because I love every cell. It relaxes my body when I'm triggered. It raises my vibration. And it signals to everything in my body that everything's okay. Not only that, I'm receiving a gift because I just had the awareness to catch that trigger. So you breathe, you stop, drop into your heart, and then you go. You ask the billion-dollar question. What is this trigger, a reaction, automatic reaction, trying to show me about me? Oh, I still get pissed off when somebody says this or that. Why? What's the underlying belief? Nobody can trigger you unless you believe what they're saying or you're still holding a wound. So this is the key. We either heal our wounds and we dismantle that limiting prison of a belief system, and then you're free. But you have to give up your sense of control because there is no control. We're flying through space. There's no control. But when you can just go, all right, we're flying through space. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm in my heart. I'm focused on my awareness, and I'm choosing thoughts that only support the reality and the new earth or new universal timelines And I'm holding that frequency always, no matter what. And if I get pulled out of it, I'm coming right back to it because I've trained myself to notice a low frequency. That's it. It's super, super fast. So intending that resonated. If you have anything else, another question around that, Samantha, please ask. And so thank you for asking that. Yeah. Yep. Calm yourself, but also ask, because you can stop. You can take a breath and calm yourself. That's great. But that's really only step one. Because if you don't ask, what is this trying to show me or teach me, and you don't dismantle the underlying program, it's going to come back. So you're doing really great by catching them because you're not the automatic reactor, which just brings more of those like frequencies to you, and then you're a victim. So catching it is great, but be really clear that the second part is really important, second and third part of, really breathing into your body, letting it know that it's safe, raising your frequency, and then going, oh, what is this trying to show me about me? I'm still holding on to something. There's still something to clear here. When you can get honest with yourself and actually be playful, things will start to clear so quick, decades and decades and decades of stuff. I can get on a call with somebody who goes through this course and clear 5, 6, 7, 8 decades of a wound they've been holding on to their entire life. And once they see it, they go, oh my God, I was just so focused on that story, and the ego just kept reinforcing it over and over. I didn't even realize I was doing it. I didn't know how to get out of it. It's so easy to heal, people. And yes, there may be some tears. I get on calls, we cry, we hold safe space. Some people need to kneel down in front of their mattress and stack some pillows and pound out anger until they get that out of their system. But they do so they're not harming themselves or projecting that anger or pain on anybody else. But once you clear it, it's cleared. So if this resonates with anybody and you need to do it, I invite you to come and check this out. Okay? So thank you for that. Oh, wow, how wonderful. Thank you so much for that. I accept that. There was a time when I wouldn't be able to accept that because my wound was so deep. It was like, I suck. I'm guilty. I was taught that even if you masturbate, you're going to hell. That was a Catholic Church program. Meanwhile, all the priests are molesting, well, not all of them, but if you know anything about the Vatican and all that stuff. So yeah, so thank you for that kind reflection, because yeah, there was a time when I wasn't able to accept that. I didn't believe it about myself. Yeah. So imagine, feel it, trust it. Anything you desire, you must see it as already here now. You can talk about, I'm creating this course for children or whatever, that's great. But when you're creating your reality first thing in the morning, you see it, it's already done. The kids are there, they're smiling, they're happy, their lives are changed. The abundance is coming in, you're giving it away, your health, your happiness, anything you desire. And really, once you begin to use these tools, you really don't desire a bunch of material stuff, because all material stuff has weight to it. Like I've got a whole $100,000 of recording gear and 16 of the finest guitars in the world sitting in San Diego, and they've been there for 6 years. And I paid over $6,000 in rent, and it's too expensive to get them all over here. And that stuff, I'm going to have to go back and deal with it. It's just a weight. So be careful if you think you need all this stuff to be happy, because you don't. Happiness comes from within. And then, yeah, it's cool if you want to have a beautiful home or a nice car or whatever. Go get yourself a massage. It's great. But remember, consciously create your reality every single morning. And then if you're really wise, you'll set alarms on your phone to go off every hour. And you may not catch every single one, but if you only catch 5 a day, and then you stop and you go through a quick process, even pull over on the side of the road and go, okay, I'm playing this game because I know it works. I'm excited. What am I envisioning? And then you do another 1 or 2 minutes, or God forbid, 5 minutes. You catch 5 a day, that's another 120, plus your morning thing, which is 30. That's another 150 times a month that you're tuning in and attracting and magnetizing your frequency. Why do you think there's so many distractions in 3D? Because they know if you tune in and consciously create your reality every single day, they're not going to be able to control you. So this is the way out. This is it. This is the university, college, doctor course. Don't need to give up 12 or 16 or 20 years of your life to join the satanic club where you can be part of the club. You know, and anybody that's in that, I'm not knocking it, but it's a club. All right. Yeah. Always, 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 always. So write it down. Write it down. If you practice this stuff, I'm telling you, for 30 days, even some people for a couple weeks. But the tools in this book will change the way that you see and manifest everything. It just works. Hi, Heather. So great to hear that. Because I wasn't even going to come on this morning because I was getting late. And then I was like, what am I going to talk about? I always talk about the same thing. And my mind started going and I was like unsure. And I'm like, and I waited to hit record for like 5 or 10 minutes. And I'm just like, maybe today's not the day. Maybe today's not the day. And in my heart, I was like, dude, you know, that's a program. Just get on and go and things will show up. Just trust. But I almost didn't do today. So I'm glad I did because I listened to it and I felt the frequency. The frequency was in my heart. It's like, I know when I share this stuff, people reach out to me and they go, thank you so much. I needed to hear that. Thank you so much. And I'm like, it makes everything worth it. And really the bottom line is, and if you've heard me speak before, I'm just talking to Jeff. I'm just reminding Jeff to never forget this stuff. Track my frequency all day long. Set my intention every morning. I'm going to be loving to everybody. Even people that I might judge, and I'm going to go, God bless them. They still have a wound or whatever. Thank you for allowing me to catch a short judgment and then turn it around to compassion and shower this person with love. Because really, what am I doing? I'm actually showering Jeff with love because that other person is my mirror. And this is really important to get. Because when we talk about healing, we must forgive everyone. That means everyone, without exception. And when I first learned about this was a little challenging for me. And I'm like, and I've done a lot of research over the years, so I've known about a lot of the dark deceptions and the child sacrificing and the andrenic, all that. And so I'm like, really? You mean I need to forgive the pedophiles and the priests? Yes. And all the people that are harming people and poisoning people and lying about this whole scamdemic? Yes. Yes. Otherwise, who's holding the toxic frequency and the lack of forgiveness? Me. I don't want my magnet to be holding any of that because then guess what? What does a magnet do? It attracts like frequency timelines and events. Okay? So this is really key. You can heal yourself really quickly. You don't need to go to therapy for 10 years, 5 years from people that were trained in the club, in the system, to string you along. It's really easy to heal, friends. If you need assistance, reach out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This makes my whole day. Hey, John, great to see you, brother. Okay, cool. Heather, yes, I've come a long way and have changed a lot. Still triggered times. It's okay. Catch myself. Yeah. Go to your heart. But again, ask yourself, what is this trying to show me or teach me? What's the underlying belief? Is there a wound? Is there someone I need to forgive or hear or heal or clear? Because stopping is great. That's wonderful. However, we want to clear it so it doesn't come back again. So thank you for sharing your comment. I'm rolling. I'm doing my best, man. I just got to go. Like I said, I didn't even want to come on and do it today because I wasn't confident. I was like, dude, you say the same shit every time. Does anybody really want to hear it? But all I know is it works. So thank you for the reflection, brother. Can conscious awareness have the ability to... Yeah. Everything's changeable. Now, look, I'll share with you one of my most empowering mantras for Jeff. I know nothing. I can't prove a lot. I don't really need to because I'm the only one that needs to believe whether it works or not. But when I find something that works, and it works over and over and over, and it's been shared throughout history, and it's been hidden, then I pretty much know it's valuable to share if anybody wants to hear it. Now, Can I guarantee you that you can shift timelines? We're shifting timelines in every moment. It's like, it's just that in 3D here, 4D, 5D, we don't notice. It's like 1 minute I'm here. Everything's kind of slowed down here. So yeah, your frequency is everything, everything, everything. Your frequency is the magnet. So you could be pissed off 1 minute and then shift back into love and go, okay, I just caught that trigger. Okay, what's that trying to show me? Okay. Yeah, I'm still angry because my dad did this to me when I was 3. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to heal that. I need to forgive my father because he was wounded as well. But we had a soul contract. That's the key. That's the key to stopping that story of being a victim, of being molested, abused, or whatever. I know this might be difficult for some people, but this is your get out of hell free card. You had a soul contract. And if you're open to that, it can free you. Can I prove it? No. It's your own journey. However, what I do know is that we've been here many times before, and it's very possible and more than likely that we were the murderer, the rapist, the thief, or the ugly person. Okay? So the key is, whatever happened to you, how do you turn that around into a gift where you can clear it and heal it for yourself and the collective, and then go out and share it with other people? Now, this is the key, because I have so many people come to me that have been horribly, deeply wounded, and guess what they do? They go on and they end up sharing their gifts with other people, and they can work from home on the computer like this. They can reach people all over the world through this incredible technology and create a business sharing, helping other people heal. How great is that? So, number one, you admit that you chose it somehow in your soul contract, even if you don't remember, because your ego's Larry's going to go, I would have never chosen to go through this shit. There's no way. But Larry doesn't know. He's just a reactive little dude that's trying to keep you safe. Larry's my ego, by the way, if you're just tuning in. I invite you to name your ego so you can begin to see what it does, how it wants to react and do all its things. Because if you can't dismantle a program unless you can see it. You must be able to see it. So these are the tools. Okay, let's check this out, my brother John. I'm starting to piss people off because I'm trying to tell them what I've found out. Okay, cool. So here's the key with raising our conscious awareness and finding things that work. Some people aren't ready to hear it, and it's not part of their soul contract this time to hear it. I know we want to share it because if we see somebody in pain, we want to share it for sure. I'm the same way. But this is where discernment comes in. The people that will really want to learn will be attracted to you. And you can share like one thing with them. You could be compassionate or whatever. But if they don't want to hear it, you could say something like, hey, there's some incredible tools for shifting this for you. And if they go, oh, okay, what are they? Then you can share it with them. Or you can send them to my YouTube channel. All those videos are free. I do this over and over and over. There's thousands of hours, or at least hundreds of hours, of me doing this. But if we're trying to tell other people, we could be encroaching and infringing on their soul contract. So I invite somebody, I give them like an invitation, and if they go, yes, tell me more, then I'll share it with them. But if they respond with a negative reaction, then I know I can feel that they're not open to hearing it yet. And so I just shower them with love and I go, okay, they're exactly where they're supposed to be right now. And it's not my right to infringe on their soul contract or whatever. And maybe I planted a seed and they'll come back later. Trust in that. Trust in that. So that's a really good point, man. Okay. Thank you for the comments. They're great. Because this is what everybody's thinking. We're all moving through this together. It's just that it's good to share so other people can benefit. I remember thinking that I was the only person in the world masturbating. Yeah. Oh my God. I used to punch myself in the face in front of the mirror because I grew up in Catholic school. And they teach you not to do it. So what's everybody going to do? They're going to do it. It's part of the human experience, but they teach you that it's bad and horrible while all the people teaching you that are behind closed doors molesting children. Yeah. Hello. Yep. Thank you for sharing that, by the way, because a lot of people wouldn't share that. And I didn't really feel super comfortable sharing it, but my freedom is in, and I've shared it before. It's just that, some people get freaked out about that. But yeah, I mean, I used to be locked in my room for weeks and months at a time. And yeah, I used to do it daily. Fuck yeah. I mean, it was the hidden secret. Don't look at a Playboy magazine, but they're all available on the newsstands, but you got to be 18 to buy it. So they program you. Why can't I? It's such a program. They're really good at it. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. That was a big one for me. You're awesome, brother. You made mine. Yeah. Thank you for all the comments, you guys, because yeah, it's, I'm just talking to myself, but I had to learn too, because I wanted to share it with everybody. And, I've got some people in my family circle that I see the solution, but they don't want to hear it. And I can't help them. And it's a little bit painful, but I have to just trust that they're exactly where they're supposed to be. So, yeah. Hey, Maria. Blessings to you. Okay, so does anybody have any questions before I go? And thank you for all the love and for everybody hanging on here for 101 minutes and 11 seconds. I love it. And if anybody's interested in the course, I journey with only 4 people every month, because when they put their trust in me, we're in it for 30 days. I give them all the PowerPoint trainings. Our calls are 1.5 to 2.5 hours long, and I'm in contact with everybody at least every other day, especially during the first 2 weeks when we're completing the inner healing and dismantling the belief system. It's the most powerful thing that I've ever found on the planet. It really is. Okay, so we have a couple other questions. So, how do you change a soul contract? Okay, never stop. Okay, thank you for that. Lee Key. I love that name. Okay, how do you change a soul contract? Okay, again, I know nothing, so let's go with what feels right. Let's go with frequency and vibration. So what feels right? Okay, well, we might have had a contract, but I personally believe that we can change anything at any time because we are the creator. We're not stuck. We're not doomed. Okay? That's a religious bullshit, low vibrational, fear-based thing. And you can feel it. And I don't do fear-based shit. I mean, yeah, I have fears come up. Some of them are mine, and some of them might not even be mine. But yeah, so you change it by constantly creating your reality every single morning while your head's still on the pillow. Here's how mine goes. Okay, after I love on every one of my cells, thank you every one of my trillions of cells for loving me through all the stupid shit I've done, through all the motorcycle and car accidents, through all the alcohol and drugs and shame and guilt and everything I've ever done to myself. And my body shows up every day and loves on me unconditionally. Then after I do that, then I see my reality. The perfect clients show up with ease. Money flows into my life. I can just give it away. Animals, jungle dogs, people from all over the world, opportunities to play concerts all over the world at the hugest festivals, travel, anything I desire. It's already here now. I see it. I feel it. I'm smiling. Yes, yes, yes. And I don't get out of bed until my yes is 100%. And sometimes I want to get up and I go, no, my yes isn't 100%. Just lie here and supercharge it for another minute or 2 or 3 or 5. So I intend that, resonate. You can change your soul contract. You are it. See it. Know it. Don't believe that you can't, because the belief system is a prison. Be careful with that one. I love you. Fun to hear you listening while I'm cleaning a get out of hell free card. Yeah. We've all been victim perpetrator. Yeah. Yeah, you rock, dear. I love all your posts and your energy. You're amazing. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Jeff is the man. You're the man. Takes one to see one. Thank you for that. Okay, how do we know when you're going live? Okay, great question. And this puts the ball in my court. because I usually do a live on Tuesday and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. And it's my 9 a.m. the next day because I'm in the future in Thailand. So I'm going to commit and do my best to doing my lives again on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'll do a post on this. And thank you for asking. And I'm glad that you find value in this, brother. You're amazing. And everybody on here, you know, gives me, you love it when I curse. Yeah. And then I'm thinking in the back of my mind, you know, what would my mom think, you know, but I don't think my mom even watches me. She's read my book, but she thinks I'm a little bit out there. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. We're all healing each other together through our kindness, our acceptance, and our compassion for everybody. So again, anybody you judge is your teacher, catch it and thank them. Go, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Because if you don't, guess what? They're going to show up again, or the next person's going to show up until you understand that there's something to clear here. And then you go into gratitude because, yeah, they're helping you clear stuff. Without it, you'd just keep spinning for maybe another 1,000 lifetimes. So this is all good news. We are here at the most incredible time right now. And what you're going to see revealed over the next few months is going to rock a lot of people. And they're going to need a lot of space held for them. Non-judgment, not we told you so, we tried to, no. Compassion. Only the ego goes, we tried to tell you so. That's just, you're stuck in your ego. No. Be the higher loving person and go, it almost makes me want to cry. Here's a hand up. Here's a hand up. It's okay. It's okay. And here's the tools for moving forward. And get excited. So yeah, no judgment for people. That just shows you that you're not healed. Yeah. Yeah, so thank you, everybody. Big, big love. And again, the book's on sale for half price at the website. You can download it instantly. There's 4 hours of PowerPoint presentations with the digital online course. You can do it at your own time. It's cheap. It's under $100. One night out for dinner. It never expires, so you can go back to it at any time, watch the PowerPoint trainings. The book comes with it. The daily tracking sheet that you fill out every single night. It doesn't take more than a couple minutes, and it will show you the reoccurring programs and stuff that needs to come up. I'm telling you, it's the fastest clearing, healing process that I know. I'm really honored to share it, and I'm so grateful to all my teachers and everybody. So thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody that shares this, and big love, and I'll be back on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and Thursday. So big love to everybody, and explain it better. What do you mean by that? Explain it better. I don't understand that. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad it resonated. Okay. So I'm going to clock out for now. John, if you have a question, you know you can always send me a message. So big, big love, everybody. Have an incredible day, evening, wherever you're at. And stay excited. Ask yourself, what's coming up? What is this trying to teach me? And consciously, oh, no flute? Oh, shit. All right. I love that. Okay. Yeah, we can do a little flute. All right. So since we have 15 people on here, 15 amazing souls, let's do this. And thank you, Alicia. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our gratitude right now for anything we can think of, our breath, our heartbeat, our trillions of cells, the food we have, the fact that we're connected right now all over the globe through this incredible technology. Thankful to Facebook, thankful to Zuckerberg, thankful to George Soros. Anybody that tried to deceive us, it's backfiring now. So we're going to be thankful for everybody and everything this time. And we're going to take that huge feeling and we're going to send it out to the entire planet and bless and forgive everyone. Okay? So ready? Let's do it. How deeply can you feel it? Are you smiling? Is your fuck yes on 10? Okay, I'm out of gas. I need to go get some nutrients. Thank you for that. You guys rock. Have an incredible day or evening. Come back, tune in on Tuesday and Thursdays. You can always find the replays on my page if you want to share them with anybody that's having a tough time, that's really seeking some tools that are simple. I think this stuff is pretty simple to download. You just need to commit to catching the triggers. And the tools are here to do it, you know? So thank you for that. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate you. Okay, catch up to you guys soon. Big, big love. And yeah, you guys made my night and my day.